Hi guys, my name is Tatiana, Life and Glow Wellness. In this video I'm gonna do a review of the new deck which I got in Moscow. I purchased it in Ozon, it's an online store. The Power of Family. It's a little bit hard to translate this. In Russian we have the word Rod, which means all generations in your family, extended family. So it's like, you know, like this tree of your family. That's what this word Rod is. But in English there's no word like this which signify not just family, which might be one generation, but lots of generations. So I will just call it family for the simplicity, but keep in mind that what I mean by this is, you know, one generation after the other. Unboxing therapy, you know. And actually, by the way, it was wrapped in this plastic wrap, bubble wrap, and in a package. I'm usually against lots of plastic. It's kind of inevitable if you have to buy something online. At the first glance I like the size of cards. I don't like big cards because I have small hands and it's kind of awkward to hold them. So there is this thank you from the creator Ekaterina. So the publishing house is MACards. They have quite a few decks. Actually, I liked a few decks and they're not too expensive, so you can check them out as well. Okay, so they offer a few techniques here. I might do a separate video on that, but if you can read Russian, you can see it here. Well, let's take a look through cards. And first of all, I always check if there is a number of the cards on the deck, which I usually prefer to have it. They don't have it. They just say that it can serve for 10 years. I really like the box actually. It's pretty solid, but it's very light. So there are 45 cards only. Oh, I thought there were more. I thought there were 70 or something. And there is a mantra meditation at the back of each card. So here they suggest some questions that you can choose them openly or blindly. And they also recommend how to work with mantra. Basically they kind of suggest meditating with the card. Use here body therapy, I guess. You can kind of try to see if there is any reaction to this specific mantra. Well, I mean, it's a nice procedure, why not? Also, they say that another way to use it is that you can have a request and some kind of question, and then openly you can choose the card and meditate with it. Okay. So this is the mantra, you see, and yeah, I probably put 16 plus on the video. I find that the color is a little bit inconsistent. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this. I don't know, it like just looks pale, but you can still use it in work. For example, someone draws this card and they like that there are 3 generations, but there's something which is difficult or whatever, like a layer which they don't like in their relationship, and so they might say, oh, I love this, but it's just not bright enough or something like this. So you can use it. I'm not afraid when something like that happens, but aesthetically I feel like it could be a little bit different. But you see, this is a card about showing some kind of pollution, I guess, and there is this interesting images. I quite like it. I feel like it could be brighter, but yeah, anyways, it was quite an affordable deck. So some of these cards look kind of withered to me. So these are the images. I'm going through them quite fast, but if you want, you can rewatch the video or stop the video. Alright, so you can also work with sexuality, I guess, since there are quite a few cards with naked bodies. So, what can I say? My first impressions are I love the images. I think they are interesting. And what I like about it is that the images on this deck are not too similar to the decks which I already have. And I have a lot of decks. So that means that Ekaterina Kamenskaya and the artist Katya Semyonova, also Ekaterina Semyonova, they did a good job trying to diverse different scenarios, and I definitely see myself using this deck quite a bit because I want to work more with questions related to generations. Also, I have a friend who works with constellations. I might also take a course later on constellations, so we're gonna try this deck, and maybe I'll do another video to share with you some of my impressions. In terms of thickness of cards, this is similar to Genesis format. Genesis decks, they also have the same size, and I really like this size. I think it's my favorite size. I don't like cards which are too big. It's quite steady, it's not glossy, so it will not reflect. You can lay it out on the table. So let's see how this will work in reality. Interesting cards. I keep getting those cards. Also, I wanted to say a few words about the mantras which I included here on the other side. I think it might be convenient for some sessions, but say if you don't speak Russian, it's a little bit of a problem because you need to understand what is written here. So to my students in the future, I'm gonna offer on special conditions translation of some text. You can find more information later once I launch the course. See more information in the description. Let's take a look at the mantras, and I'll read you one translating offhand. It will not be word for word translation, it's just a quick look at the mantra. So this is a mantra about harmony in couple. You see, when you're in a relationship with someone, and it's kind of like written in a language which is more with some use of words which you can find in religious or white magic or something like that. But anyways, relationship is blending of two energies, masculine and feminine. These two energies exist also in me. This is a hard word. Narikayo means more like name or I would say encourage in this case. I encourage my inner woman to be feminine, light, обволакивающий, which is more like enveloping, which is a weird word, but anyways, they meant something like, you know, like a smell which kind of wraps around. I guess it's more like about flexibility and flow. Enveloping, tender, keeper of, you know, family or something. Созидающий этот мир, creating this world. I encourage my inner man to be manly, to have patience, will, and великий нрав, I guess it's like big character or something. Ability to defend my inner woman and to be опора. And now we're gonna just draw one card. So let's see. Think of some situation, maybe what is actual for you. I will also take one, and I want to, let's say I want to understand what prevents me from earning more money, because my income is quite tiny, and when I relocated temporarily it got really small because I lost 3 sources of income. So I'll draw a card for myself and you think of your own thing. So this is the card which I draw, and it's a very pretty card. You can take a look and ask yourself questions, what you see here. So how you work with this card is, before I offer my own interpretation, you take a look at the card, think of what is the overall feeling that you got from it. Maybe you have a reaction from the body. There are probably some things that you like there or not. So I feel curiosity here. I think it's kind of pretty. It's very interesting. So there is this castle, some kind of imaginary world, as if I'm looking at the future. And this is probably my present now, where I am. So the question was, what can help me to improve income, to raise income? And basically, it's more about life flow to me, as that you and the relationship actually. So I'm an astrologer as well, and in my chart, money comes a lot from, technically, like they should come from partnerships, from relationships, and from being married. But I've never been married for a variety of reasons. It's a topic for another video. But I don't have a partner currently, and I kind of miss having this. And so yeah, so I think it says like just live, enjoy life, and don't stop yourself from having some ideas, even if it's castles in the air. Don't stop yourself from creating some kind of imaginary world, dream, and things can come true. And actually this kind of looks like a watercolor paint in a shell, and I'm learning how to paint watercolor. So I don't know, maybe if I learn how to paint watercolor, this can also bring me some income, like on my artwork, or I will create a deck of cards. I also want to create runes deck, Russian runes. And what I don't like about this card is this big hand. So this is kind of like, I want to cover it. I don't like it. But at the same time, it feels steady. Like when you have that, I actually realized why I don't like it, because I think it looks like as if it's like someone sitting here. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I did notice. They probably did it on purpose or not. Maybe not. It's kind of weird that I noticed. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that, but that's just how I read the card. Things can get complicated with metaphorical cards, and actually that's why you don't need a lot of cards in one session. You can even work with just one card and dive deeper into one card. Maybe take one more just as a solution or something like this. Okay, so to sum up, it's an encouragement for me to learn watercolor for sure, and I think it also encourages me to take time and create relationships and romance in life, and be peaceful in the flow and enjoy. And there's nothing about social media, posts and stuff, because maybe I'll post my paintings. I'm not into marketing too much. It's just difficult for me. We keep getting this card. Maybe it also means something. Watch my other videos, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to reading your comments, and I'll talk to you soon.